I'm Ghada Saad, and I come to Australia from the land of the pharaohs. I'm Egyptian, and I immigrated to Australia 7 years ago with my small family, looking for a better future for our kids, better education in particular. And we have done our research, and we made a decision that Australian education system would be best choice for our children. Coming to Australia with a different eye, from a country where more people want to be educated, but there is no space for that because of the economic situation, and there is no funding for everyone to get educated. And I came to Australia and I thought, wow, Australia is the place where people should all get educated. And Australia is a nation that can be a nation of minds. And this can be the strength that Australia can depend on to lead the world in research. They have the brains, they have the minds that can be turned to good research with brilliant outcomes. And they have the resources, they have the means, and they have the educators, the scholars. So I'm not going to be very detailed in my talking about my experience. I will be more detailed in talking about what I lacked in this experience and what I really would love to see as part of the Australian education offering to the students of higher education and postgraduates in particular. Mr. Einstein, he claimed that to raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle, requires creative imagination and marks real advancement in science. The question is, do we want to empower our next generations? The answer is definitely yes. I'm sure that 100% of whoever is here would answer to that question by a yes. We want to empower our new generations to solve the problems of the planet, which are increasing one day after another. How can they do that? How can we help them do that? How can we equip them with tools and means to be able to look into what happened in the past and base the solutions and be creative and innovative in ways that they continue to survive on this earth and help others survive as well. So to solve problems, we need to define them, look for causes, invent solutions. We need to simply research. Australia, a nation of minds, that's the only response, in my opinion, that makes sense in the given time. Tomorrow, only nations with answers to problems of the planet can survive and can help others survive. And that's, in my opinion, the real meaning of humanity. Then we come to my story with research. I wanted to always to be an ongoing contributor to solving problems around me, for my own family, for my community. When I was back in Egypt, I was part of too many organizations that helped orphans, disadvantaged women. And when I came to Australia, I tend to always continue promoting human rights, specifically women's rights, by providing the Egyptian community and the Arab community in general with more information about, through documentaries and movies, about different problems that the Egyptian women face and the Arab women in general face throughout the world. So I decided I want to do some sort of cultural study about the Egyptian the Egyptian Australian younger generations who were born and educated within the Australian education system, and how they make their decision for choosing a career, and whether the culture, the home culture, continues to pass down some sort of influence on their decision making. So, however, I had to work. I had to work full time to provide for my family together with my husband. My husband stayed for 3 years unable to establish a business of his own. He never worked for anyone, so his only option was to get a business rolling. So meanwhile, I had to work full time. It was a big challenge for me and still is. I applied for a scholarship for a couple of times at the university, but I didn't get it because of funding issues, of course. So I'm still struggling, still trying to find time every day to write for a couple of hours. Sometimes I'm very tired and I can't do it, and I just end up writing a paragraph or two, and then I'm unable to pursue my writing for the day. Okay, so it's not all bad. Like, the experience that I had with Victoria University had some bright sides to it, and the challenges were made easy. The numerous training courses that they provide for the students that tell them more about how to do research, equip them with tools to write, and guide them towards how a thesis should be written and how research should be conducted, is one of the great things that I have been offered by my university and my college, and I really do appreciate that a lot. Flexible, of course, library hours. I can go anytime. Like, they take into consideration that postgraduate students usually don't have the usual 9 to 5 availability that they can go and look for books or any other resources. Of course, they have great resources. They are so much connected to other universities in terms of other libraries and other resources, which is a great thing. Also, the availability of part-time study, of course, for students, postgraduate students who work full-time, like myself. However, we still need more. We need more attention. We need to be more connected. The feeling, the general feeling that I used to get was that we don't have too many channels to communicate with our college, with our university, and that's a big disadvantage for us as part-time students in particular. We don't have any kind of forums that we don't even know each other. My principal supervisor supervises other students within the same discipline. I don't know even their names. We have never gotten the chance to get together to talk about our research, what everybody else is doing, and the fact that, and I don't really know, I can't really judge that, but from my observation is that supervisors tend to go a bit faster with international students, international postgraduate students, because I think there's a dollar sign next to how much time they spend doing their thesis, while the local or the Australian or the residents or the citizens of Australia get kind of not less attention. I can't say less attention. My supervisor is a superwoman. She does all what she can, but sometimes it gets in the way that she has a very big workload, and she has to make a decision how to divide it between international students and local students, which I think is a burden on her as a scholar and kind of deviates her from the main purpose of her supervision to students and leading them towards a successful research journey. So, what do we need more? We need more connectivity. I want to know across Australia who else is doing research in my area. How can I How can I connect with them? What is the forum? What are we doing to do this? I think this is something that has to happen very soon, because if Australia is turning its mind, and I can see that from all the strategic plans that are being put in place, and some of them are about to finish, about involving students in decisions and involving students in the life of the university for them to be able to feel that they are part of that learning community forever. We need to have more forums. Quick wins would be like maybe biannual forums for postgraduate students from different disciplines to come together, even separately, and hosted by one of the universities or hosted by the Department of Education. I'm not sure how this can go ahead, but this is kind of a quick win. We can do that without having to spend, a lot on it, but that's something for you guys to think about. And a very important thing that I found, it was a very not a very agreeable, not a very nice experience, where we as postgraduate students, we have to, all what we can do, all the control that we have on choosing our supervision is to sit or stand in a room with posters on the wall of our, and the supervisors come and pass by. We don't know who they are. Are they related to that sort of, will I really benefit from them being my supervisor? And they're the ones who choose us. We don't choose them. There is no clear profiling about our supervision before we choose it. We choose them. It's kind of a bit degrading to the person who is doing the research. In the end, it's my research. I would have loved to have a say in my supervision. And I think that this will minimize the chance for change of supervision and people getting really frustrated with the supervisors, or not even knowing that they can change their supervision at any stage that they want. The thorough process of choosing a supervisor should be mainly in the hands of the researcher rather than just the professor. I was lucky that my principal supervisor was, her thesis was about cultural studies as well, not for the same diverse group, but still in the cultural. However, my co-supervisor, who actually was the first one to choose me, was in the tourism discipline. She had nothing to do with the cultural. I have no idea why she wanted to take me with a cultural study, but it turned out in the end that it was a matter of points, and I don't know, I don't really still understand the full system, and that's part of the disengagement, lack of communication and lack of knowledge on the part of the researchers, and that makes it really difficult for us to maintain a good or a successful relationship with the supervisor that we did not have much say in choosing them. Clear feedback channels, that's another thing. Postgraduate students don't usually attend the college or the university or the campus in person a lot because they don't have much time. They would rather study or do their work from home to accommodate other duties that they have to perform, like work or family or taking kids to training or whatever else they have to do. So if I have a problem, I don't really know who to go to. Like lately I have an issue with my co-supervision. My co-supervisor has been away for an extensive amount of time, and all of a sudden I received an email saying, oh, this so-and-so person has been appointed in her place in her absence to co-supervise you. And I said, hang on, no, not again. That's not going to happen to me again. I will have to take a step back and talk to someone. It took me 5 days to be able to identify who I need to speak to. And luckily, I ran into one of the previous international students who have already submitted their thesis, and she's the one who told me who to communicate with to resolve this issue. And I have, like, they respond, but we need to know who to communicate with. So feedback channels are very unclear, and I think that more work needs to be put in this area. Yeah, thank you.